La Resortera.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Pura Vida Perspectives podcast. We are excited to talk to you guys today and talk to each other.
How you doing?
How you been this week?
I've been great. How you doing?
Yeah, I've been good. But I noticed something. What's going on with your shirt? Because
my friends at La Resortera got me this beautiful shirt.
where's mine? Hello.
Well, here's a funny story. I was walking by and they were just delivering the shirts. And I told Mao, hey, Mao, I need to get my shirt, man. Where's mine? So when we finish the recording, we should ask him about woman t-shirts.
Yeah, because this place has been awesome. I love it. So
You can get yours.
We got to rep them. We got to rep them during our podcast.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to make a comment on that because you walked in all
It's actually
fresh.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. Great design.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited today. Oh, well, I guess I'm pretty excited every day.
Every day.
Every day.
I love your attitude. That's one of the things that not only me, people, if you guys, you should, not you should, visit Sarah's, Elena YouTube channels. Read the reviews. Everybody loves this lady because of your attitude. You're always happy. You're always excited. You just have this great energy. I love it.
Well, thank you. I like to think I have that because then I can go home and recharge and be by myself. Introverted, extrovert lifestyle.
All right. What do we have for today?
Today, we're going to talk about one of my least favorite things to do.
Oh.
Grocery shopping.
To me, do grocery shopping is like, it's complicated.
It is. And I really dislike it so much because, well, I don't know about you, but compared to when I lived in the United States to here, it's a whole routine. It's a whole event. There's a system behind it. It's something that definitely people will adjust to, when they come to visit or if they're coming to live. So for me personally, it's not that I just go to one place, I do my shop and I'm out. No. I'm going like 4 different places.
Yep. In my house, it's like a ritual. Like, all right, we're doing shopping today and we know that is a 4 to 5 hour, window out of the house.
Yeah. I feel like as people may know, nothing ever really seems to be quick here in Costa Rica. Yeah. And especially since when I do come up to San Jose, that's a part of my grocery shopping too. So I know you go to this particular store, but I also, anytime I'm up here, I try to stop by there too. And I'll be stopping there later today, which is PriceSmart.
Yeah.
So for those who are in North America, it's like Costco.
Yeah.
Just like Costco.
Or like Sam's Club.
Yep, or like Sam's Club. Exactly. They even got the samples. They got the very, very smoothies. So that's a big part of the system. So
because, in my family, we are 4 plus our dogs, 2 little dogs. So everything at PriceSmart, from the treats to not their food, their treats pretty much. And everything big in the house. Like towels, like the kitchen towels, toilet paper, Doritos. We get this ketchup from the frozen area. We call them muslitos de pollo. How would you say that? Have you seen it?
I don't know. I always get the mozzarella sticks.
Well, mozzarella sticks are not very common in my house, but muslitos de pollo are like chicken. Like, not chicken tenders, a little smaller.
Like chicken nuggets.
A little bigger.
Oh.
And they sell this big bag. And it's like for a quick lunch or a quick dinner, like where you don't want to do something like special or you just want to eat because you're hungry. They're a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's snacks for school come from there. Got rice, beans, pasta sauces, canned goods. I go do all my dry goods, my giant things, for all the toilet paper.
So me and my wife, how we work and what we do is, let's say this is PriceSmart, right? So we go all the way to the back and we start line by line. Mm-hmm. We go line by line to see what we need from each line. And at the end, there's the vegetables. She gets some, not all of them, over there.
Yeah. That's what we always end up doing every time we go. Line for line, the pickles.
Yep.
Got the big thing of pickles. So Price Mart's a big part of it because for me, it does help keep things a little bit more affordable. Oh, the meats. I'll go and buy a ton of meat there.
Okay.
I come home, the
Put it in
big
the
thing of
fridge.
ground meat. I partition it all into little bags and I'll have meat for 2 to 3 months in the freezer.
Okay.
So that's what we do too.
Yeah, and all right. This is a good thing that you mentioned it. You have meat in your fridge 2 to 3 months because Price Mart is how far from you?
An hour and a half away, hour and 45 minutes away. So that's
There
why
you
when
go.
I do a shop, it's not a weekly thing. It's a big
In
shop.
my house, we do twice a month shop. So we say, all right, this is how much we need for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after, we go again. Now, since you live so far from, from Price Mart, how often do you come to Price Mart?
I mean, I'll try if I can do once every 2 months.
There
That's
you go.
ideal. Like I think whatever I buy usually
Yeah.
lasts about 2 months, and I've kind of got the rations, and because it is cheaper for me to go all the way there,
Of course.
buy it all in bulk. And like I told you, I hate grocery shopping. I hate it. So then all I have to do at home is I like to go to the farmers market or the fruterias, the places that have the nice fresh fruits and vegetables around near where I live, and then I just get my dairy,
Yeah.
throughout the week. So then I don't have to do these big grocery shops.
It's great to understand your perspective on how you ration your food and your meals, because you don't live close to Price Mart. I live 35 minutes away from them, and sometimes I have to come to San Jose for a meeting or whatever, and I just can't stop at any other that is around me. Now, for people that is far from the city, they just gotta take advantage of it when they can. Like for example, there's one in Liberia. And if you live, in any beach close, to Liberia, or maybe not close, but you have to come to Liberia to get to Price Mart because that's the closest one. And to some people, is maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. So they're not gonna come every 2-3 days or every 5 days a week or every week or so.
No, definitely not coming. That would just become like kind of cost prohibitive going every week. And now, let's say if I run out of my supply, which I have for Price Mart, and if I have to do grocery shopping around at home, I'll go to Maxi Pali for the dry goods, rice, beans, those things.
And that's my second stop. So we buy the most things that we need in the house in Price Mart. Then from Price Mart, in Alajuela, Maxi Pali is right next to it. So we jump to Maxi Pali to grab like the small stuff, the ones that you just mentioned. But it's a whole nother cart
Yeah,
filled with stuff.
exactly. So Maxi Pali, then, I want to go to the place where all the fresh fruits and vegetables are because honestly, the fruits and vegetables aren't that great
Nope.
at Maxi Pali.
No,
I don't
they're
want to
not.
buy them there. And the
Nah.
meat.
Yeah.
Not buying it there. So I'll go to the other place for the fruits and vegetables, maybe another place for certain dairy things. So you do, or okay, the meat, I would go to an actual carniceria, like an actual meat market in town. So if I, don't have anything from Price Mart, then, but you don't want to go to the too expensive one because that's real expensive. But then you don't want to go to the cheap one,
Because
too
they're-
cheap.
yeah.
'Cause, so you got to find just the right one that's not too expensive but has good quality. And, like I said, the prices are pretty decent. So at that point, I'm going to about 4 different places.
Yeah. So in our case, our third stop is Pequeño Mundo.
I love Pequeño Mundo.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do.
Hey, Pequeño Mundo, you should advertise here too.
Right? Oh, we're getting one. We're getting a Pequeño Mundo in
In Jaco.
10 minutes north of Jaco.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. You're gonna be a repeat customer.
Life changing. No, for those of you who are listening or who don't know what Pequeño Mundo is, I call it like the everything store. It looks
Yeah.
like a giant warehouse.
Yeah.
It is different than Price Mart. It literally has everything from art supplies to furniture to snacks to wine.
Everything.
And everything's really cheap.
Yeah.
Really cheap.
Like why we go to Pequeño Mundo? Because my wife buys all the cleaning stuff.
Yes.
In Pequeño Mundo. Bags for garbage, cloro, detergent, the sponge, to wash the dishes. So many crap.
Cleaning cloths. I always get their the microfiber cleaning cloths. They
Yeah.
have them in these giant packets for, really cheap.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So that's our third stop. And for us, our last and final stop is the meat, La Carniceria.
Yeah.
So imagine, I just mentioned those 4 places, but it take a while to make that run.
Totally. Now we can see why maybe grocery shopping here. Whereas in the United States, I would just go to one place. I would go to one place, get it all, and that was it. And even you could find certain things. What's I do find funny here compared to the United States or maybe other places, North America, is you don't find things where you think you would. So, for example, like at the grocery store in the United States, you could buy a card if someone isn't feeling well or for Mother's Day, or you could buy a notebook or some paper clips. Like, you're not going to find those things here
In the same place.
in the same place,
No, you
or
have-
maybe not at all. Let's say in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like if I go to Mas Permenos or Maxi Pali, just some standard grocery stores, you're not going to find some of those things there.
Yeah, it's actually funny because, like I mentioned before, my mom, she lives in Tampa, and Walmart is just 5 minutes from her house, and that's they call them Walmart Center House or Walmart Center something, like the big ones, the huge ones. Mm-hmm. You find everything there.
The super center, yeah.
Super Center.
Super center.
That's what they're called.
Yep. Even the Walmart's here different. So I actually do have to explain to people here that in Costa Rica, you're not going to find everything at Walmart.
No.
Because people do have that mentality of
Because
I'll
of the Super Center.
Yep, I'll go to Walmart for everything. I can find everything in Walmart. But it's actually not the truth here. I mean, Costa Ricans don't go to Walmart for everything because things are still kind of spread out and about.
Yeah. The other day, I was in the States for Valentine's, and they just have this huge place for roses in Publix. And here in Costa Rica, you go into a supermarket, you don't see roses for sale.
No, a lot of your standards ones, they have the florist department.
Exactly.
They don't really have that here.
In the States, you just say, hey, I need roses. Boom. I'm going to go to supermarket.
Exactly.
Not here.
No, here you gotta. I mean, we have two floristerias, flower shops.
Yeah.
And they're really expensive.
Yeah.
They're incredibly expensive.
Yeah. So, and the other thing around here, lots of families in the city, what they do is they just buy their stuff and jump on the bus and head back home or grab a cab. Now, in the rural areas, we spoke about this in previous episodes. You need a car. Mm-hmm. Depending on where you're living, you need to own a vehicle to be able to do this type of stuff.
Yeah, I remember living down in the southern zone. So, like Tinamaste, I lived up there. Sometimes people go over to San Isidro to the farmer's market there because they have a huge, San Isidro de General.
Yeah. Pérez Celedón.
Pérez Celedón. So, different, huge farmer's market. But people would carpool. Some people had cars, some people didn't. So also, carpooling, or someone would just take the bus down and take a taxi back with all their load of stuff.
Yep. And here they don't call it farmer's market. They call it La Feria del Agricultor. Mm-hmm. And it's done every Saturday or Sunday at some places too.
Yep.
La Feria del Agricultor is where you buy all your vegetable, fruits at low prices, and they're fresh.
Yeah, they're grown here, which I really like.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Again, I just wanted to mention, not because I do car rentals and rent cars in Costa Rica, but if you're visiting, it's important that you have your own car rental because of this. I have customers that have stayed at Airbnbs, and Airbnb is different than a hotel. At Airbnb, you have to cook, you have to make breakfast, and if you don't have a car, how are you going to get to the grocery to, get your stuff? Or if you're out of eggs, or if you're out of beer. So it's important that if you're visiting, that you get a car rental because grocery stores are not nearby, even if it's El Chino. Let's talk about El Chino.
Okay.
So people can know about El Chino. What is your perspective of chinos here in Costa Rica?
So I call them kind of the everything store too. It's not Pequeño Mundo, but it's just like a store with all the stuff, right?
Well, El Chino is the supermarket around the corner.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of those stores that like literally have everything, and I think it's like randomly imported from China. You could find a Barbie doll to
those are the other ones.
Tools.
But those are most likely here in the city.
Really?
El Chino supermarket is like all over Costa Rica, and it's funny because like if you're living in Jaco or Quebrada Ganado or where you live in Hermosa, at least one or two stores are gonna be owned by Chinese.
I remember when I lived in Uvita in Bahia, there was one that was owned by Chinese people, but I'm not sure about. Let's see. I don't think in Hermosa, but maybe in Jaco, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the supermarkets.
Uh-huh.
So where you just walked in and buy, whatever quick that you need. Like in small units, not in big quantities.
Yeah.
All right. So what else can we talk about grocerying here in Costa Rica versus other places?
I think we should let people know about, one trap not to fall in with the grocery stores.
What is it?
Automercado.
It's expensive.
I mean, it's not to say never go to Automercado, but sometimes I know when tourists or people have moved and they're asking maybe for grocery store recommendations, other people will go, maybe other Costa Ricans might say, go to Automercado because maybe they think that's where they want to go.
Because I think that people go there because it kind of feels like you're in the States.
You walk in there, you feel like you have left Costa Rica, you're in North America. Yeah. and don't get me wrong, I mean, I do go in there sometimes, but it's for something very specific. Yeah. So, I don't know, wheat thins, or not that I've bought wheat thins, Bush's baked beans with the ham,
specific meal cuts too.
Yeah, so if there's something maybe I'm particularly missing, or just but I would never go there and do a full grocery shop. I would go so broke if I
it's expensive
every week.
I think they charge you for the air conditioning.
Probably. So just so y'all know, that is Automercado. Great place to go for specialty items. Good to go and check around. Again, if you haven't found something at the other grocery stores that you're looking for, maybe if you're on a special diet, you're gluten-free, whatever that might be.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff for gluten-free people.
So they might have more of those options that you're just not finding in the basic stores. So it's still really good for you to know that it does exist. Would I recommend doing a full grocery shop there? No, but I would recommend at least going in and checking it out. But don't fall to the trap of, because I've had people say, they'd say, oh God, it was so expensive. Well, what store did you go to? Automercado. I was like, oh, well, that's why. You did the whole shop there.
Yeah. So. I mean, and it's important also for people to know, and I take a deep breath for this. Costa Rica is expensive.
Yeah.
Costa Rica is not a cheap country to live or to buy food or groceries. You just came from Colombia.
Yeah.
How was it?
Colombia was so cheap. I couldn't believe it.
I remember that, just for people that is watching to have an idea, a beer 6-pack in Costa Rica is about $11 to $12.
Uh-huh.
In Colombia, a 6-pack is like $3.
$3.
$4.
It was like $1, like less than $1 a beer. Like when we calculated it.
Yeah, less. Just one beer.
Just one beer.
I'm talking about
just one. That's why I'm like, can you imagine?
I'm talking about a 6-pack.
I know.
It's so when people from other countries come to Costa Rica, and again, the same scenario. They rented an Airbnb. They say, all right, we're going to stay here for a week. We need eggs, bread, juice, Coke, water, beer, rice, meat. And they go out, do their groceries, for a family of 4, come back, say, what the fuck? We spend $600, $700 for a week, or even $500, $400 for a week. I know people that in a week trip at one house has spent that much money.
How was that? I mean, where were they shopping? I mean, for me, that would just mean you shopped the wrong way.
Oh, obviously.
Well, they didn't do the...
Obviously, too.
That really explains why we go to so many different places and why we spend the extra time to shop the way that we shop, because it keeps it more affordable.
But we live here. I'm talking about family.
Oh, exactly.
I'm talking about a family that came here for a week.
Yeah.
And say, hey, we're going to be here for a week. Let's buy our stuff for a week. End up spending about $500.
They were also buying the peanut butter. Peanut butter is expensive. They were buying probably the name brand stuff that they're used to buying at home, not thinking, just grabbing off the shelf. Oh, I recognize this brand. Perfect. Jiffy, peanut butter, excellent. Okay. And all those things are more expensive here too because they're imported.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever you do live here long enough, you figure out, okay, what's basically the exact same thing, just cheaper.
Yeah. It's important for people to know that Costa Rica is not cheap. Mm-hmm. I mean, you will find some things that are, considerably accepted, but doing groceries for your house, you have to take the time. You have to take the time and go to one place, get some stuff, another place, get the other stuff, and another place, get the rest of the stuff.
Exactly. And yeah, Costa Rica is not cheap. In another episode, I know we will talk about some things that are cheaper because then maybe I think it balances out in some things.
Yeah.
Which is good. But it is the most expensive country in Latin America. It is.
It is.
And I see why. I mean, as I said, when I was in Colombia, we went to, I guess, what you'd call soda, like a cafe. Got a soup, a juice, rice, beans, meat, salad, a whole lunch. It was 4 of us.
That is delicious. The food in Colombia is delicious.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
4 of us. And I was the only one with cash. So everyone, I said, okay, well, I'll pay the lunch and then you guys just pay me back. So at the end, we get the bill. I didn't even know what I paid at first. So I put it in the converter, divide it by 4. It was like less than $3 a person. I was like, yeah, don't even bother. They were like, how much was it?
I got you.
They were like, how much was it? I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I got you.
I got you.
Yeah. No, like you said, I mean, right now we're talking about groceries, and groceries are expensive in Costa Rica. But other things that people do for you, like washing the car, cutting the lawn, those are not expensive compared to
Your haircut, like you talked about the other week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll get into that another day, but it's good. It's 2 sides to it for sure.
All right. So our advice again is if you are living in Costa Rica or if you're vacationing for a week or 2, know where you shop around. As neighbors, as whoever advise you to come down to Costa Rica, hell, contact us at Car Rentals Costa Rica in USA and say, I saw a podcast Jairo mentioning grocery stores. I want to talk to this guy. I want him to tell me where should I shop. You tell me where you at, I have no problem telling you where to go.
That's true. I know that you will give out those personal recommendations, so I love that.
Again, I'm
Save them money.
I'm here to help.
Here to save money.
All right. So once again, Sarah, loving to have you, loving to see you. You look gorgeous, by the way, today.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, I hope you have a Pura Vida time listening to our perspectives on grocery in Costa Rica.
All right. Sounds good. I'll see you all in the next episode.
All right. Bye-bye.
Esto fue una producción de La Resortera.